Is there life after death? Well, according to the revelations that I've received by way of astral projection and visions and visitations, you better believe there is life after death. Death is an illusion. Life is continuous. Everything around us is conscious energy. Unfortunately for us, we are still so limited and boxed in that we cannot perceive anything outside of the constructs that have been programmed in us since birth. There are those of us who have been able to transcend those boundaries and could therefore tell you from looking out on the mountaintop that death really is an illusion, life really is continuous, and there is so much more going on around us and so much more to us than meets the eye. But of course, I can understand that it is tough for people who are still in the box and that's all they know, and for some of us, that's all we want to know. And that's fine. If you're not there, eventually one day you will get there. Now, more importantly, the subject matter at hand, is there life after death, and why I feel, or why I know, and I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone, but for me, I know that there is life after death because what we perceive to be reality really is an illusion. Even our physical form, it is an illusion. This physical form is bound by the laws of this dimension, which is a holographic illusion of complex projections and frequencies. In other words, this world is not real, it's a dream. This may be a bit of a stretch for some of you guys, but nothing in this 3D dimension is solid. It's not solid. I've been saying it for years, and now scientists are now beginning to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that nothing in the universe could possibly be solid, because the very foundation of what we believe, the foundation of life, the atom, at its very nucleus, is not solid. So the vibrational frequency and the interaction with the vibrational frequency within dimension gives the illusion of solidity. The human body was created in this dimension. However, we have a subtle light body, and then we have a spirit. The subtle light body is a replica of the form that we choose to project our spirit consciousness into. We create a replica of that form. That form vibrates outside of this 3D dimension, and that form is created of light. It's made of light, and light permeates time and space. And when this physical form, or what we believe to be our physical true form, when it's no longer operable, realize that your consciousness still is alive, and it will be instantly synchronized with your subtle light body, which at that point would be on a different frequency. So our physical body is the equivalent of having a computer with internet access, but death is the equivalent of having a computer without internet access. So in other words, the thing that gives us consciousness and animate our body is that part of us that lives on, and that consciousness simply exists on a different dimension. And when our consciousness is shifted to a different dimension by way of our subtle replica of the physical form that we previously incarnated in, everything would appear to be solid, just like it does when we're on the physical realm. If you guys could just realize that our consciousness is truly outside of this realm, and that we are multi-dimensional beings, you can better understand how and why there is no such thing as death, and why life truly is continuous And this is why it's so very important that people know that this is very real, because if you're one that don't believe that there's no such thing as life after death, then hell, what's to stop you from going out and killing as many people as you want and kill yourself thinking that that's okay? Most of us won't do that because we know on an intuitive level that there is no escaping anything that we do to anyone. There's no escaping it, because we know that we must face ourselves once we are no longer roaming and navigating in this dimension. So those of us who think it's okay to be full of hate and spitefulness and wickedness, know that you have to answer for that, because you have to face yourself and everything that you've done when you realize upon your passing that you are still alive. You can't die. We can't die. You just can't. It's one of the things that's constant. Energy, everything is conscious energy, and energy can never be destroyed. It can only transform. It's constant. It can never be static. And having said that, I ask you all to just keep an open mind. I'm not telling you to believe everything I'm saying. I'm just giving my point of view and my worldview on the subject matter. I do encourage you to not just trust what I say. For that matter, don't just trust what the architects of organized religions tell you. I encourage each and every last one of you to use your own rhyme and reason, to seek the truth. Don't sit back and wait for someone to give you the truth, because this is why billions of people are being deceived to this very day, because they are trusting what has been given to them as truth rather than seeking the truth. Because the truth of the matter is, no pun intended, that the ultimate truth is never going to be just given to you. You're going to have to put in the work and to rediscover, not discover, but rediscover who and what you and we really are.